What's up, loungers? How are we all doing today? Ooh, croaky voice. Today I want to clarify some opinions and stances of mine, some thoughts and some things I've said in the past that may not have been clear enough, and apologise, make amends. In all honesty, yeah, this is like another YouTuber apology video, but I do want to not do these things that I'm going to apologise for anymore. They're not things that I take pride in particularly. So yeah, I hope that, I don't know, this basically comes off the back of some really good conversations I've had with all of you in the comment section over the last sort of 2 months, and some people sending me like DMs and stuff on Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, all over the show. Had some really good conversations with all of you, and through that my opinions on certain things have certainly changed, and my feelings about certain things are different. English, Pete, very good right now. So let's be honest, over the last 2 years on YouTube and the more than 220, 230 odd videos I've put out on my channel, or across my now 2 channels, I've said some offensive things. I've not censored myself and I've not held back.
The cockwaddle that cut the internet.
You're a fucking piece of shit if you do.
They fucked themselves in the ass.
I don't believe in hell. Now what I believe is that he actually has a special place reserved for him at the end of somebody else's cricket bat.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah, I've said some pretty rude stuff.
Hey, please don't come after us, we're all good boys here, you fucking cucks.
This absolute fucking piece of shit. What an absolute piece of shit.
Stop bullying 10-year-olds. What the fuck is wrong with you? Literally, what the fuck is wrong with you? Grow a spine.
Piece of shit.
Look at that poor child. Look at that poor child and tell me that your belief system is more important than their health, you fucking piece of shit.
You disgusting, nasty, pathetic little piece of shit.
A lot of rude stuff.
What a complete fucktard, using his name for clicks. Fuck, you are a twisted fucking psychopath. Look at this stupid, cockeyed fucking twat cunt womble cunt fuck shit hole cunt twat. This piece of shit monetizing Etika's death. You stupid dumbass cunt. Are you talking about yourself there? You sound like some retarded incel spawn. Fucking piece of cunt shit. I still think he is probably a piece of shit. Barbaric, monstrous and disgusting. You fucking piece of shit.
But never without warrant. And, you know, always towards completely valid targets.
Dumbass cunt. The fact of the matter is Onision has made porn with his sex dolls. And that is fucking disgusting. That is the sort of thing that paedophiles do. Like, she should be in charge of KGB, their like torture division. That's the look she has. This man here, this fucking disgusting, abhorrent, nasty, vile piece of human waste. Stop licking the toilets that your children sit on, you absolute pervert.
And if you think, you know, I've said bad things about some people that you may like or something, I mean, let's face it, I've said much harsher things about other people, so swings and roundabouts or something along those lines, right? But like, yeah, so I haven't got a script for this video, just some bullet points. It's pretty rare that I actually bother writing a script for anything. And whilst some of my best, most well-researched, well-thought-out, quality videos have had scripts written for them, it's not like the algorithm gives a shit at all. It's not like it's going to push those. Maybe I just have really weird interests. I don't know. I mean, this is quite literally all the scripts I've ever bothered writing, and do not look at that one. Terrible joke. Terrible. I should not include that. but I'm going to. So first apology, I would like to apologise to everyone within the transgender community, non-binary community. Just those two communities, I think, that I've possibly offended throughout the last couple of years by loosely throwing around the term transtrender. I've not used it for months now, but when I re-uploaded the Dissociated Drama series, there's a moment in that where I do use that term, equating the sort of prevalence in DID growing to that of what I called transtrenderism. And it's not a word I'd use anymore. I don't feel right about that. I can't even remember or recall where in the video it is I say it, but I do recall saying it. It's like a 2-hour long thing. I barely edited it when I re-uploaded it. I just slightly edited it. Yeah, it's not something I'd say or stand by. Again, thanks to the conversations I've had with people in the comments. Some really interesting points made to me. So thank you guys, genuinely thank you. Because this is like an apology, but also a thank you to all of you, because I was heading down a dangerous path with some of the things I was saying and believing and thinking. I can definitely agree with that and see that. Far too much sort of Stephen Crowder, Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson in my life at the time. Yeah, just right-wing influences were very appealing to me at the time, and like, this was premeditated, fully medicated Pete. As a much angrier person, and lots of the stuff that is said in that sphere felt appealing to me. But medicated Pete has been a lot more able to listen to people and understand people, see things with perspective. Perspective is always something I've spoken about. Perspective is, I think, like just an essential to us having conversations with people, to put yourself in another person's shoes. And I'd always thought I was good at that, but I also was holding on to too many preconceived bigotries of my own. Just too much anger, far too much anger. And so anyway, the point that was made to me that I found very interesting was that transtrenders, like, it's the way I've come to understand things through the points that were made to me. This is my personal understanding of it, okay, and how I sort of feel about things now, is that transtrender is just a shit term to use, full stop. It is derogatory. Like, by its very nature as a term, it is derogatory. And you're describing a group of people that aren't doing any harm to anyone in a very derogatory manner. And in fact, transtrenders, if we are to say that the existence of people who may have some sort of gender confusion at some point in their life, and experiment with it, and then actually decide, no, I am the gender I was born with at birth, biological sex, I'm the same gender as my biological sex. Those people, but I want to experiment at some point in my life. Those people, transtrenders, all they're doing is helping people. All they're doing is creating a world where it is more possible for people who are going to live their entire life as non-binary, or people who are transgender, to do those things and be the way they are. If you are a trans kid at school, and then like 5 other kids become trans, but say when they're in their 20s, and they never take hormones or anything like that, but they, for that time period of their life, are non-binary or are trans or whatever, and then they go back on that later in life. But for that time period, all they've done is, created a safe community, a greater understanding, greater acceptance in their local area, that, just more kids that are that way, and thus less likelihood that one kid before, the one kid in the school that was trans and thus definitely wouldn't come out. Maybe if there's 5 other kids who are going to come out and be willing, like, as boys to wear skirts to school, or as girls dress up in a more masculine way to school, that could help them. I can't see that doing any harm. All I can really do is seeing that help get, like, it's not going to distract them in their lessons. It's not going to stop them from doing their homework. So yeah, not a term I'd use anymore, and I guess if you hear me using that term in an old video, well, just think nowadays Pete would just go, well, yeah, maybe they are transgenders, but that's a good thing, basically. And the other issue regarding transgender issues as a whole is in my Poop News series, where I cover r/I'm a total piece of shit, like stories, just covering them as though they're the news, but not really, just doing like Reddit reading shit, you know how it is. In that series I've covered quite a few transgender criminals. There's something that's just often on that page, and it's not something that I thought about at the time. There's just trans stuff in the news all the time 2 years ago and a year ago, and even still at the moment, you know, like people like J.K. Rowling trying to just be twats, like say I didn't pick up on the fact that so much of this news was making it seem as though there was this massive prevalence of transgender criminals, when the reality is, you know, the reason why whenever there was a transgender criminal there'd be a news story about it is because they were isolated rare events. Like when you have a population in this country of millions upon millions, and then you get one news story a month about a transgender person, well, that's like a 1 in millions and millions situation. But that stuff's always front and center headline news because it gets the rage, it gets the clicks, it gets the attention. And so I'm just not going to bother covering that anymore. It's not something I'm going to cover. I'm not interested in over exaggerating a situation, you know, this situation of transgender criminals in prison, in the wrong prison. It's not something that's occurring that much. It's actually not. That's why it's headline news whenever it does. And, you know, there's literally murders happening every day that don't make headline news. There's much worse stuff happening every day that doesn't make the headline news, because there is this bias within the mainstream media, and there is this, I don't know, I don't want to be conspiratorial and say they're just trying to demonize trans folk, but that's certainly what it feels like a lot of the time nowadays to me. I can really, really clearly see that, and I don't know why I couldn't before. I feel like I was fucking stupid, basically, and I'm sorry. Please accept my apology, please. Next issue. Right, can this just be the last time I have to say this? DID is real. I'm not doubting its existence. I'm not delegitimizing your experiences. Go fuck yourself if you're going to keep saying that I am. Like, I have done plenty of apologies now to those within the DID community. And I've expressed my feelings in pretty much every video for the last 3 months where I've happened to talk about it, that I do believe it's real. So all these comments I keep getting from people saying, but he's saying no, it's not. What else am I meant to do? I understand that you maybe just don't want me to talk about it full stop. That's not how it works. I should be able to talk about, coming from somebody with mental illnesses, I should be able to talk about mental illnesses, disorders, syndromes upon this channel. That's what I started this channel off with. If you go all the way back through my video history to my original videos, back when I was still called a very British drug addict, my original videos were about my mental health and mental illnesses and issues. So no, I'm not going to stop talking about those things. As somebody who has experienced dissociative episodes, dissociation, panic attacks, I'm not going to stop fucking talking about it. Go fuck yourself. Quite simply. I should be able to talk about these things without you crying that I'm a nasty person that's delegitimizing you. I should be able to read out articles where I'm just reading out like the definitions of what things are without you saying that I'm like attacking you personally. What is that about? All these people saying to me, have you ever spoken to somebody with DID? Have you looked through my comments? Fuck's sake. I shouldn't need to power level my own fucking trauma to be taken seriously. I shouldn't need to tell you the shit I've gone through in order for you to maybe listen to me and think, like, I don't want... Angry Pete. Less of an apology, that one. No, you shouldn't have to be a doctor to talk about your personal experiences, feelings, or opinions on certain subjects. On your own fucking personal YouTube channel, where you don't claim to be any kind of professional. It's very clear that I'm never giving professional advice. Everything on this channel, unless it is being directly read from an article, is my opinion. I can read from something, I can use something as a factual source and give my opinions on it. And suggesting otherwise is how you end up with insular echo chambers that allowed for the likes of certain previous creators in the first place. Next issue. I am sorry about how dogmatic I was when talking about Catiapine. Yeah, ridiculous. Okay, I totally read so many comments from people. There were some big misunderstandings there. Part of it, I will say, is UK versus US experience from what I can tell. It seems like you guys in the US have handed it out far more liberally, easily, than we are here in the UK. It's treated very differently here in the UK. Smaller dosages, everything, you know. I, as a 90 kilo, well, no, I'm not 90 kilo, I'm an 84 kilo, that's like 13 or 14 stone, 6'2" male, and taking 75 to 100 milligrams at night. You know, and yet I'm almost 30 in a couple of weeks. Scary. So yeah, a fully adult 6'2", fairly built male. Started off on 25 milligrams, went up to 50, now on 75 to 100 at night. And yeah, I've heard from you guys in America, like some of you being given 150 milligrams as 14-year-olds to take during the day. Like, what the fuck? So no wonder you guys thought I was being insane the way I was talking about it. Fair enough. Soz. Yeah. Hefty disclaimer that basically whenever I talk about medication in the future, it is from a purely British perspective on it. Somebody where I do have some issues with the NHS, but as far as, and sometimes with receiving prescriptions, but nowhere near to you guys in America. Not even the same conversation whatsoever, basically. Your situation when it comes to medication is fucked, quite simply, compared to us here. It's so different. I've heard some states like an inhaler can cost more than $100 or something, and I can, you know, get a prescription that grants me my brown, my blue, like two blues, 2 browns, 10 quid. You know, that'd be like $15. Fucked. So yeah, just sorry how I came across with that. Sorry for like making you like this. I wasn't trying to say that your doctors were idiots or anything like that, because I know plenty of doctors have just not heard of it, and I know that there are just very different views on it around the world. But I guess what I would like to say is that do not shit on medication for DID either, because there are currently studies undergoing looking into it. There have been studies done previously on neuroleptics, in particular Catiapine and DID. One very famous study that kept popping up from Spain, but it is only on an individual patient. So it needs to be studied more. Put yourself forwards. I don't know. No, I'm not giving advice, please. I'm not giving advice. I don't want to say any more stupid shit. I really do want to make amends. I don't want to be... I want to be a Jenna Marbles of YouTube, you know? I started this channel wanting to be like a bit commentary, a little bit Leon Lush, a little bit catharsis, just getting shit off my chest, and then a little bit like, I really like the commentary community on YouTube, the Leon Lushes, the Jack Mates. PewDiePie's always been a big inspiration too. And then for all the other side of my videos, Jenna Marbles. Jenna Marbles is like my icon. And yeah, like, she yeeted herself off the internet when nobody else would have ever done that. For like, we've got James Charles and Associated and Jeffree Stars and Shane Dawson's and Dirty Doms and David Dobrik's, just much worse people, and Jake Paul's, Logan Paul's, all with thriving careers for much worse things. Jenna Marbles had principles, and I wish she was still on YouTube because her principles are a little bit too strong. Completely forgot to sign out. Things ended up getting a little bit deep. You can see that on my other channel. Yeah, just ended up talking about something and forgot to say goodbye. So yeah, thank you for watching that, loungers. Links in the doobly-doo. There's Discord if you want to come chat now. Peace.